Dude, I wish Dwayne The Rock Johnson would start wrestling again, and then he would take off his shirt, and on the back of his chest would just be tattooed the full story of Kingdom Hearts. He's got a big enough back for it, I think, but it would have to still be really, really tiny writing.
And like it's got all the characters with like X in their names, and like it's all stylized, and dude,
well, I was gonna say in one corner it's Sora's head, and then in the bottom it's Goofy, Mickey, and Donald, sort of like an old piece of parchment, but with all the gang there.
I thought you were gonna say like a stained glass, like at the beginning of the Kingdom Hearts games.
That's good. That's good. And then I think on his butt cheek, he could have Sora and Kairi making out in fur costumes
with a swapping a Palpoo fruit back and forth, a chewed up
inside of a Chow garden.
Okay,
and have all that with Diddy Kong on the other cheek racing towards them to stop Sora from kissing.
You're
his
practically
woman.
You're practically making everything I've dreamed of already. This is like
into a reality.
Yeah, all on Dwayne Johnson's back, which is the craziest part.
Well, he's got the whole city on his back, you know. He got to carry that city for us, or he's got to carry all of. What is the world of Kingdom Hearts? Is there like an overall world for all that?
Welcome
or is it
to
just
the show,
in the magical
everybody.
kingdom?
We're gonna be talking Kingdom Hearts for an hour and a half today. That's the
I should probably introduce us before that. Hey everybody, welcome to this episode of It's Your Birthday, the only podcast that gets you a gift every single week, and this week is no different. And that gift, as always, is video games. Though this week the only video game that really matters is Yakuza Like a Dragon. That's right. It got skipped over during Cyberpunk's Frenzy, but damn, is it a real good game. But that doesn't matter right now because we're talking about Kingdom Hearts. Christian, what's the world of Kingdom Hearts called?
So Kingdom Hearts, well, shit, man. Pick your favorite Disney movie. That's the world, and that's all.
So there's not like a
world. So there's like vignettes and like areas that are specific to Kingdom Hearts, like your Hollow Bastions or your Traverse Town or your Destiny
I guess maybe
Islands.
I was thinking of that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, so when you close your eyes and think of Kingdom Hearts, like immediately what scene comes to mind? Like an actual scene from the game, because I know you played the first one. Like
when I close my eyes.
Imagine it.
Sort of walk me through it. What are you saying again? Give me
what's
the pitch.
when you think Kingdom Hearts, what's the first thing you see? Like a screenshot out of the game or something?
I see a it's like a hot topic.
Okay. That's
it's just in a mall. I see is that the sun glistening off of a chain wallet. I see the ocean, and sort of simple and clean is playing really softly, and it starts to build a little bit as I see just a lot of hair care products and sort of Disney characters spraying them onto each other and sort of giggling. And then I see, oh no. And then I see the sky open up and a dark, sick, cancerous heart comes through there. And it's like it looks like a small child in a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
And then there's a big red heart, and it's the cool heart is what it says. Like, this is the cool heart. Everybody's going to love this cool heart.
Yeah.
And then I just see pages and pages of DeviantArt. That's the only thing I can see. It's sort of
okay. I got you.
So quickly.
So the ocean.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's the Destiny Islands, and I guess.
Oh shit! You can play Destiny.
Yeah. So Destiny is from Kingdom Hearts. I'm surprised you didn't actually know that, but
wow. So is Halo also from Kingdom Hearts? Are they all interconnected?
Halo and Kingdom Hearts almost met once in Halo 2, but it didn't actually happen. There were some trademark disputes. Yeah, because Disney wanted to like own some properties, and Microsoft wasn't about it, so they abandoned ship on that crossover event.
That's a real shame.
Yeah.
You know what could have done gangbusters, but also would have upset the fans? They should have done a Kingdom Hearts racing game. Kingdom Karts. Oh, shit. That would have been awesome. If we could... Really, I just want any kart racing game ever because I'm tired of not getting any. But if we had okay, we got Kingdom Hearts, and then Master Chief is in the Warthog because he was almost there, so that'd be their chance to give him. And then let's see, what other?
Kingdom
I
Hearts.
guess because Kingdom Hearts, and then I guess because everybody, Kingdom Hearts has been on almost every platform now. You can really just sort of open ended on who you get to bring in there. So who's other than the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate roster of Disney characters that are going to be in there already, who else do you bring in? What third-party characters do you bring into Kingdom Hearts? And maybe what's a power-up?
I'd bring in the Nickelodeon racers because they have had a stoic set of releases in their franchise. I would race as SpongeBob or like your Jimmy Neutron.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I would do. Somebody already kind of beat you to the punch here, by the way, because I had to see if this existed. I had to see if anybody else had this idea, and there it is.
Damn, he did. Look at him. How long ago did he have this thing?
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. What? 3 days ago? What?
No. June 17th, 2020.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. I forget it's a new year.
I had to do a double take.
Holy shit. Oh, and I guess we're in January as well.
Yeah, that's a whole other month, Kelly.
I just saw the J and then 2020. I was like, well, hold on a second. Damn, dude. But to my point, what exactly did I say? I was like, fans would have loved it, and look at that right there. 115 people would have been thrilled. Oh, 484 would have been stoked.
Hell yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hell yeah.
I told you, it's a great idea. They should have done it. They missed opportunity. And really, I mean, hell, what can you say about Kingdom Hearts? The whole thing's a missed opportunity, right? But look, at least it's you know what? Instead of doing that stupid rhythm game that's not really a rhythm game, they should have done this.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if Mortal Kombat could have like a kart racing mode and Yakuza Like a Dragon has a kart racing mode.
I saw that on there. I was wondering if it's like, because the other games have slot cars, and I'm wondering if it's that again.
It's not that. This is apparently, so I haven't gotten there yet, but it's apparently like a kart battler kind of thing. Like,
yes.
Okay, apparently.
Awesome.
I haven't gotten to it yet, but that's apparently what that's
Well, there
about,
is a minigame versus option from the main menu, so I wonder if that's a part of that, like getting able to just race carts in 2-player. Damn, dude, Yakuza's a packed title, huh? I can't wait to play this game. Good. I can't wait to play more of this game.
I guess we'll say it right off the top. We're kind of shifting things a bit for the show. Like we're kind of playing around with some shit. We're definitely we hired a very professional team of market researchers, and they said, Christian, Kelly, nobody wants to fucking listen to you guys talk about fucking games for 2.5 hours. And we said, that's okay, true. What about an hour and a half? And they were like,
and they said, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's totally cool. We could do that.
That's totally fine. They said, where's the goofs? And we go, well, the goofs are always in the news part. And they go, well, we need more of the goofs. We're tired of freaking just hearing you guys talk about games that you just say are good. And I go, yeah, I know. Or that Kelly just says are trash for 45 minutes. And I was like, I know, I get it. You're right. I hate all video games. So we figured we're going to try a little new format. It's going to be a lot looser than before, I think, in general. But going to try to focus on the news unless we have really something pressing to say about a game. This may be a terrible example because we've both been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon this week, and it's fucking really good, and there's a lot of fun stuff there. So it's hard to not want to talk about it, but I think we can just maybe periodically bring it up a little bit as we sort of go through a little bit of news lightly because there's not been a whole lot.
Yeah, for sure. The news has been fucking light, man. Last week it was pretty... Last week, we had 7 fucking things to talk about, and this week we have none of that. We have 3 things that I found that were worth talking about.
Yeah, there's not been a whole lot. I mean, we're also recording earlier in the week than usual, too, so that could maybe all news happens on Thursday morning, and that's why we're missing out on it again. But
it's typically what happens, man. I remember the Super Mario 35th anniversary stream happened on a Thursday, and we recorded that Wednesday.
We it was literally that next morning. Yep.
It seems to always happen to us.
It's happened a couple times. What is this?
So this is just, I don't know. It's just interesting when video games pop up in like mainstream news or whatever.
Yeah.
So the EU has filed like antitrust laws against Valve and a bunch of other like publishers for essentially like geolocking like pricing for games, because the EU has like a cross-border like kind of open market, and so them like geolocking to specific prices in certain European countries was making it like competitive in a way for the other, like you should be able to buy a like key in another European country and use that key in where you live, but that wasn't the case before.
Isn't this kind of like what every one of these companies does, though? Like, don't they all region lock and do region-specific shit? So why is Valve the one that's getting the brunt of it?
So it's not necessarily just Valve. Who else was in this thing? Publishers
ZeniMax.
include, Bandai Namco, Capcom, ZeniMax, Focus Home.
Okay.
Koch Media. They're also got their hands in some games. So they're not the only ones. It's just like. So this is essentially what I gather from it.
I think that Focus Home Entertainment is just stoked to be recognized with the other guys. They're like, oh, finally, somebody noticed us.
Is somebody finally? Focus is like, fuck yeah. We're on
Fuck
CNBC,
yeah.
Dad. It's not
They're
worthless.
gonna know. They're gonna know we make games now. Finally, thank God. Because I'm just trying to think of like what they even. I'm trying. Well, they made that. What was it? They made that one weird stealth game, and then they made that one Styx, I think it was called, where you're like
I like
goblin.
Styx. I didn't play the second one, but the first one was actually pretty all right.
Yeah, Focus Home Interactive. Here we go. Oh, they make Farming Simulator. That's probably their big. That's what pays the bills, I would guess.
That's the cash cow. Yeah. Do they also do Trucking Simulator? European Truck Simulator?
I don't know, actually. Oh, you know what? They did Curse of the Dead Gods. That's a really good game. And then they did Greedfall, which was okay. And then Plague's Tale, which was really good.
I actually have Greedfall installed because it hit Game Pass a couple weeks back.
So did I, and I have not even thought about booting it. I put it on there, and I was like, yeah, well.
I played like the first 30 minutes and was like, I think I'm going to go play this other thing, and I'll come back to it, and then I didn't come back to it.
I played it because I bought it when it launched initially and then returned it because I played the first like hour and a half, and it was that thing of like, well, if I want to play this, I should just play The Witcher 3 finally, because this is sort of just a bad version of that game.
Yeah.
I don't want to say bad, but not near as good as a game I already owned and hadn't finished. And still haven't, because Yakuza took over my life again. But I'm very close to finishing the initial story of The Witcher 3. So hopefully soon that'll happen.
Yeah, just real quick for the story. So this is what I was talking about. The European Commission of the EU said that Valve and other publishers restricted sales of video games on geographical location. This breaches European competition law. They said these practices were aimed at maintaining certain price differences between Eastern and Western European countries and blocking users from shopping around the EU's single market. So yeah, that's what I gather from it, is just like in Europe they expect like, yeah, if you buy it in one of our countries, you should be able to use that product anywhere. And because they were region locking keys.
The question with that is, though, is like, is that across the board with stuff, though? Because isn't there going to be like other goods and things that are cheaper in one part of Europe than it is in another part?
Well, I mean, I guess, but it like digital goods are a lot different, I think. Like if you're
sure, but I mean, if the currency exchange is different in these areas, I guess the question. Like if it's in for some reason more expensive in one area and less expensive in another, like if it's because of like rate exchange, or if it's literally just they make it more expensive if you're in this part of Europe rather than the currency be different. I really don't know, because I don't know much of anything about other countries' currencies, but
this is a European website. I'm just trying to figure out what they consider geo-locking.
Yeah. Okay. To segment markets along national borders and increase profits to the detriment of foreign customers is considered as unjustified geo-blocking. Okay.
Sale of goods without physical delivery. Sale of electronically supplied services, so video games. Yeah.
Well, hold on. That is like a Bulgarian customer wishes to buy hosting services for her. Oh no, hold on. A Belgian customer wishes to buy a refrigerator and finds the best deal on a German website. The customer will be entitled to order the product and collect it at a trade premises or organize delivery for himself. Yeah, but this is like across the board everywhere. So I'm not really sure what the difference is here, I guess. Cuz it's not like I guess they're just fighting for all of Europe, but it's the same thing. Like there's plenty of times like there's keys for a game in Africa that are way cheaper, but I can't get them or use them. So it's like,
well, I think it's the more of like, hey, I'm in the European Union, and like for whatever reason, this other country I live in has the key for like $8. We use the same currency. I can't buy that key because it's technically against the terms of service for digital goods. I get that, but like, I don't know. I ain't no European man. I ain't no guy knowing shit about Europe.
I'm not saying you are. Again, as always, I'm playing devil's advocate a bit. I just think that
devil's advocate for the fucking government, Cully. I knew, dude. I knew
what?
coming.
No,
into
not
this.
our government, dude. Do we even have government anymore?
I love Europe.
Oh,
just for the record, I don't.
I think Europe's fine. I'm totally fine with Europe. I mean, I'd like to move to Australia, but I'm fine with Europe. You know. But yeah, it's like. Yeah, I don't know, because it just seems that same thing. It's like this should be. I mean, I guess it should just be exchange rates across the board. I guess I don't know. I'm glad Europe is trying to do it for just themselves. I get that, but you know, what is this?
This is, like I said, slow fucking news. I just thought this was stupid as fuck. I just wanted you to see this. To see it.
I can't believe it's not Razer that made these. But
nzxt,
what?
Dude.
I mean, that's basically the Razer of computer internals, so it's not really that big of a difference.
Jesus Christ. Look at this.
Do you think we'll see a pair of these at QuakeCon? Holy shit, though. Uh-oh. This can't be a real product they're selling.
I hope it is. I really hope it is.
Do you? You know what? It's just gonna go out to YouTubers and Twitch streamers anyway. No one will ever see it outside of that community.
I have no interest in buying it, but
no, I know. I'm just saying, it's made completely for that community. They're not. It's not like they're gonna give these to anybody else or sell them elsewhere.
I just want to see somebody get bullied with these on their feet. That's all I'm saying. I just want to see a video of like one of those videos where the bully kids are making fun of a kid and then he goes ham and like roundhouses like 6 of them in a school cafeteria, and I want him to be wearing
a 3080 shoe.
Yeah.
I think if you buy this or you're able to buy it, I think the sales receipt will bully you. It's like, wow, nice overpriced purchase, you dip. I can't. Can we get some comments? What are the comments about these?
Can we not use master race terminology?
No. I think you gotta hit the old question there, or the old chat bubble on Twitter's underneath the pictures. There you go.
Oh no. That's just for me to.
I think you should reply to him and just say, "What the fuck's going on?" Okay, over 9,000. Glad to see that's still going.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just general stuff. Man, not as fun as I thought. Finally, I can run at 120 FPS. Wow, would you look at that? It's not bad, but I mean, come on. Does it have a puck on the other side of it is what that is?
It can't. These cannot be a real... It can't be.
No, dude, they're too dumb. They have a shoe... Or is it...
Oh, wait. I don't think they're wearable. It's a mini computer that looks like a shoe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. When I was looking on the inside, I was like, I don't think you can actually do that. Because I thought it was like maybe some filigree on the front, but I think it is just a shoe computer.
How fucking dumb would that be, though? How fucking absolutely stupid would that be?
I mean, I wouldn't mind the shoe. I don't know. There's a lot I don't. I guess I like the color scheme. I don't like that white trim thing, and then all the other accoutrement is terribly stupid. But They do kind of remind me of those Back to the Future shoes, except for those Nike ones are actually like pretty cool. I would wear those, even though they're ridiculously expensive. And you shouldn't. They're cool.
I remember, those were like a limited run. Those you're talking about the Nikes that like had the actual like,
automatic laces.
Yeah. Back to the Future Nikes. Some Nikes, dude.
There you go. They were that third one over on the top. Or, well, on the last page, I guess. But this is...
I'm looking for, like, because they were actually made. I don't want to see, like, some marketing bullshit. Know what I'm saying?
Well, this
is all marketing bullshit, too.
Well, if you go back, I think there were some for sale, I think. Yeah, right there. $65,000. Look at that. It's StockX. How cool.
That is very cool.
How cool is that?
That is, yeah.
$65,000. Last sale was only $45,000, so that's great that it went up.
Oh,
Jesus
nobody can
Christ.
see this. I don't have the browser open. There it is. There's the Back to the Future shoe. Yeah. I don't get shoe culture. I really don't. Like, I like shoes. Like, I have some shoes I like, but I like
shoes a lot, but yeah, the collection of rare shoes. The weirdest thing to me about it is that they're sized. So it's like you can only collect the shoe, and you can only it only makes sense to recollect a shoe that's also in your size, even though you're never going to wear it. So it's really weird. It's a really completely well, basically, you've made a collection out of things that you've now made useless. Like, it was like you were collecting it with the intended purpose of never using it for its only purpose, which is like to protect your foot. Like, I could understand maybe if you had, like maybe even these specifically, because it's sort of like a weird movie prop kind of thing that you could put up. But like the people that do that don't have just one pair of shoes. They've got all these, like a closet full of shoes they will never wear. It is really strange. It's really strange.
It's like, it's insane to me. I do want to pull up. I remember seeing a sneaker collection video of some dude in like a huge walk-in closet that was just like wall-to-wall
Dude,
shoes.
there's a lot of them. There's a ton of them.
And I here it is. I think this is a video I was looking for.
And that guy's what, 13?
Yeah.
Oh, 17-year-old. Well, that's cool. What does he do? Does he fart?
Idea.
Does he fart on webcams? I just don't understand like what you could do at this age to have this amount of shoes.
Here's a shoe. You put this one on your foot.
You don't though. That's important. Is that you
don't put it. You don't. You could, and that's what they were designed for. But don't do it. Look at these shoes over here.
Can you send these in to have them like PSA graded?
Probably, dude. I bet there's like a sneaker grading. There's gotta be. Let
me see if I can't find something while you're looking at this fun video here. PSA grading for sneakers.
Look at these shoes. These you could definitely put on your feet. We did.
The thing is about these is like they're not even that interesting. Like again, if you were like a shoe manufacturer or something, I could see why you would want to see these different variants of the same thing potentially. But like most of these shoes are like the same thing. They're not even that cool. They're just like the same fucking shoe 12 times.
What if you met somebody at a party and you were like, "Hey man, what's going on? My name is like, Kelly." And,
I would question
like,
him vigorously.
It's like, "Hey,
about this.
This is my lifestyle. This is what I do. What do you do?" "Oh, I got a closet full of 18,000 sneakers." "Oh,
yeah,
cool, dude."
That's very the other thing too. Is like I have a weird obsession with like backpacks and bags, right? Like I have a weird thing about those. But every forum I'm in or a thing where it's just discussing different bags and variants of stuff like that, all of them are used. Everyone is using the bag. Like the whole thing about the bag is like how you can do shit with it. Like it makes sense to me because it's like, this is my everyday carry. This is the trip bag. This is this, but these are all the, benefits of it. Here's the materials and for this and that. So it's like, even if they're collecting bags, it's like they're all collecting them with the sole intention of using them or being used for their purpose. Whereas this again is like, you will never wear these. I don't know why. I mean, I get that he has them out so you can see them, but it's also strange if you're collecting all these, you're not keeping them in a box, because that's another really strange thing. Especially, I just don't know what the intent is. I do not know the intent. I don't understand what any of it is. And it's like, and again, maybe it's just not my personal collection thing, but like, storing this shit has got to be insanely expensive already. Not to mention it's an expensive hobby as it is, but storing this shit's got to be insane. And then I can't wait for someone to die, and then you go, well, here, I've willed you 12,000 pairs of sneakers. You're like, fucking great. Awesome.
Where do I even fucking start?
Where do you begin with any of this? Because who knows what you fucking have, because it's such a weird niche.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even say much.
Actually, now that I think about it, when I used to work at the mall, we used to work across from a Foot Locker, and there would be people lined out at like 6 a.m. waiting for a shoe release, and I thought that was fucking crazy. Because you're not doing anything with them.
Yeah,
it's so strange.
Like, my nephew wanted a pair of Yeezys, and he was like 12, and it's like, dude, your feet, you're gonna outgrow these in like a year. Like, it's crazy to me.
Oh shit! You can get an autographed Undertaker WWE boot for $534.
What a steal! What an absolute steal!
I mean, and it does have a PSA sticker on it though. I guess you can, because I was trying to find a website, but I'm just finding and then maybe they just put a sticker on them, or maybe know what? I bet they might.
That's the grading for the autograph. I think.
I was about to say, I bet that's what it is. Yeah.
But there has to be. There are Pokemon card experts. There's got to be.
That makes sense.
Dude out there smelling shoes like, oh, this has never been worn.
Well, there's definitely someone out there smelling shoes.
Oh, this smells like the factory. Oh, this has never been worn. Oh,
I mean, maybe. Do you think that people that collect sneakers also have a foot fetish? Do you think they're wrapped together?
I think it's synonymous. I think. At least a large percentage of them do, are just obsessed with feet of every kind. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to imagine. If you want to see them look like this, then I have to assume that you want to see them without these.
Look at those feet. Yeah, I bet I could slide a pair of high-top Nikes on those tootsies.
I bet I can get... I would love it if the guy with the most expensive shoe collection referred to feet as tootsies. That would really make my day. I waited 12 hours in line at a Foot Locker to get the new Jordans just for some of my little tootsies could be warm. And you're like, what'd you just say? Sir? How much for these? Like, I spent $18,000 on these for my little tootsies. Make sure my tootsies stay warm. It's like, are you wearing these? Like, no, sir.
No
I also
way.
ain't no way. It's so strange. Yeah. I also think of again, just back to the spacing thing. I understand having a collection of stuff or whatever, but think about what you could utilize that space for outside of just holding shoes you'll never wear. Why would anybody turn their house, a room in their house, into a Foot Locker? It's like a store you don't really want to even go into.
You see a Foot Locker and you're like, maybe I'll buy shoes next time. I could use a new pair.
Here's my collection room. I refer to it as Kohl's. And I have them all, they should do that. They should just make it a retail store in their house and just put price tags and shit up.
Yeah, put the little size tags in the spots.
Used to be $1,200,000. Now it's only $50 because that's the Kohl's method. Is each item used to be 800% difference in price, but somehow Kohl's has the fucking hookup for you.
Yeah. All the defective products, all the ritzy people didn't want. Here you go. Here's for the rabble.
The other thing I love about Kohl's too is they sell a bunch of shit marked down from whatever the actual price is, but all the consoles and video games full price. Don't get a sick deal on those. They just have them for some reason.
Dude, I remember going to a random department store and expecting cheap games, and then you find a copy of a licensed game, a King Kong game for the 360, and it's still somehow $45.
Yeah, because nobody's marking that shit down there. No one's paying attention to that. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I've thought about that a bunch of times because I used to go. Our mall used to have a Sears in it, so I would go. Well, let me go. They've got video games here. At least I'll look at that. Where you guys are looking at fucking dishware or whatever.
I got my
you're
Wii
doing.
from a Sears, by the way.
Yeah, because it's the underground for finding new consoles because no one goes there. Yeah. Nor would they think they would have it. It's a lot of them are still just put in the power tools section too because they're not even sure what it is.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. What were you
can get no. I'm just saying you can get like there's a table saw, there's some drill bits, there's a PS5, there's a Blu-ray player, then you can get a hacksaw. It's like just no one knows what's going on.
And WarioWare Shake It for $40.
Yeah, or they're just already put into luggage that you can buy there. Like they're just luggage with just shit stuffed in them already. Yeah, Sears is a weird one, but yeah, sometimes you would do it because you're like, well, GameStop's out. I wonder if for some reason they got a new game here, and sometimes they would. It's really strange.
Yeah, but then you look over and you see Sonic Chronicles for the Nintendo DS for $60.
$50, yeah.
Fuck.
They had Sonic 07 last year, and it was still up to $60 for the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
We're 2 generations out, but they still got that one full price just in case.
This is like some green DVD. I'm not quite sure. I think it might be a movie. I'm pretty sure
This might be one of them HD DVDs. One of 5 ever made.
They stopped making that format, but brother, Blu-ray's here to stay.
Blu-ray is unfortunately here to stay. Not unfortunately. I just don't care. I don't care. I don't need the movies to look. We've talked about that. We had that discussion in Discord with everybody just about how.
Well, so there is a difference between like. There's a difference between fidelity and high refresh rate, like high frame rate movies. Like I'm cool with a Blu-ray and seeing like fucking massive detail. But I don't want that. I don't want like a 60 FPS fucking experience watching a film. Like that's just not what I'm there for. I do not.
Wow. Okay. As of June 2008, there are less than 500 HD DVDs that have been titles that have been released as an HD DVD.
I wonder if any of those are. Dude, do they have Epic Movie on HD DVD?
I wish I could find. I wish I could find a list somewhere, but I'm sort of just seeing. I mean, there's got to be one, right? If they know everything, there's that many.
Okay, so they don't. There's a Blu-ray for Epic Movie. There it is.
Well, you're not gonna find it for sale anywhere, especially not on eBay. Okay, list of HD DVD releases. Here we go. You said Epic Movie is the one you wanted to know?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Epic. Nope. No Epic Movie.
No, not seeing it.
That's disappointing. I really want to see that.
You can get all seasons of Band of Brothers, though.
Mm-hmm. Beer Fest. All right.
Afro
Balls
Samurai, dude?
Dude, Balls of Fury. What a bad movie. What an absolute bad movie.
It's okay. It's not a great movie, but it's okay.
Dude, it's so bad. I was not a fan.
There's a movie called The Assassination of Jesse James by the Coward Robert Ford. So some of these are really a stretch for what you'd call a movie here.
This has got to be... This is like a classic, right? It's a classic film. No? Okay.
No, I don't think so. Oh, shit. You can get Fast and Furious and the only movie that actually matters, Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift on HD DVD. It's the only one that really matters, so it's good that that's there. Oh, you can get...
Pretty cool that they didn't release all of the Harry Potter films. That's pretty cool that they didn't get around to doing that.
You can't complete your collection there for your Xbox's HD DVD player.
Somebody out there is making like homebrew fucking Harry Potter rips to HD DVDs to complete the collection.
I hope they're not spending their time doing that.
Hot Fuzz.
Oh shit.
My favorite
Patch
movie.
Adams. P.S. I Love You. I mean, very good movies right there. Polar Express, pretty okay. The Prestige, I mean, come on, dude. That was the prequel to Batman. Everybody loves that movie.
It's a pretty good movie. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I did like The Prestige when I was a fucking nerd growing up that was just like super into not super into magic, but for some reason, you remember that period where there was just like a bunch of weird magician films that came out? Like I don't know why, but there was like 4 or 5 in a row that were just like, all right, let's capitalize. We're doing magic movies now.
There was like Now You See Me, and like
no, it was like before. It was like The Prestige, and then they did The
Illusionist or something.
The Illusionist. That was, I think, was it. Let's see, movies
about magicians
to The Prestige. The Illusionist, yeah. Shutter Island was kind of one. Inception. Now You See Me.
Shutter Island was about a insane man.
But who did magic? You fool.
Dude, have you seen Shutter Island? Because that's actually a pretty good movie.
I did, but I don't remember it. Like, I watched it with somebody, but I don't remember it at all.
All right, well, I'll tell you this. It turns out that the dude on Shutter Island is in an asylum, and he, like...
Oh, yeah.
I think he killed his own wife or something, and he's, like, playing out like he's, like, a detective, or they let him pretend he's a detective or something. Like, very fucking... Right. Yeah. I feel like there was The Illusionist. If you liked
I think that maybe it was it, but maybe it just made a bigger impact. So we thought that it was like a bigger deal than it was. Maybe it's just those 2 movies, but I thought there was like a shit ton of magic people movies at the time.
Well, I mean, people do say Now You See Me on here.
Yeah, but that was almost 6 years later, a lot over 7 years later, actually. Sorry, 2006 to 2013. But you could say, I like this though. If you like the Prestige, you're gonna fucking love The Sixth Sense, because that's all. Because those ghosts are doing magic there. Hey, and if you love that, you're gonna love The Departed. If you liked The Prestige.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
Dead
list.
format. HD. Pour one out for HD DVD, dude. Honestly, I knew somebody with an HD DVD player. I don't think they had any movies, but they had a player. I know that. For a fact.
Well, because there was at GameStop you could pre-order a 360, or you could buy a 360 that came with one. Like I think out of the gate, and I think some people did that. Or actually, I think what it was is they didn't have any left of the regular model, so you had to buy like the bundled one, which GameStop still to this day uses that tactic. Actually, speaking of that, when I was looking for the Animal Crossing Switch, when they did the re-release of it, they were like, we've got 10, but I'll tell you right now, they're going to only sell them in bundles. You'll have to pick 2 games and an accessory with it. And I was like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah, they won't just sell the console by itself. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, because we're only getting so few of them. They're only going to sell it there. I was like, so you're guaranteed to sell these things. And then now, because you know you're going to, you have to increase your profits. I'm like, you guys are so cool. Like, you guys just have the coolest company available. Dude.
Hey, by the way, who won the contest to dance for extra labor hours for Black Friday?
That would be GameStop. They won. Because they made their employees dance for hours, so they won.
Out of everything that we've talked about on the show, that thing sticks out like a fucking sore thumb.
Like, yeah, because anybody that's worked a shitty job knows how fucking demeaning that is. To go, hey, do you want to work more hours? And you can get that opportunity by doing a TikTok dance. And you're like, no, I don't. And actually, I quit. I quit right now. I was like, you can work more if you want to do a stupid dance. You guys can do that. The company, for sure, y'all can. Any of you guys higher up can do that. I won't be participating. That's like when I worked at the Old Topic. One of the things was you would have to dress up every single day that you worked of Halloween as something different. And I was like, there is no fucking way at getting $9.25 as an assistant manager that I'm going to spend $500 plus on fucking costumes for every day of this. No way.
Yeah, no way.
For a $9.25 an hour job am I going to spend any of that money to buy frivolous costumes to just go to work and make it more difficult to do my job. Fuck you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, eat an ass, dude. It just doesn't make any sense. These companies are so fucking disconnected from reality so many times. And it doesn't do anything. The only thing that did was, one, if somebody dressed like kind of slutty, there would be dudes that would come in and not buy anything and just bother us. Or the other thing, which actually would fuck up our conversion numbers even farther, because people would come in, not buy anything, and it would tick our counter, because there's a counter every time somebody walked through the door. So it would mean that our numbers would look worse because we weren't selling to everyone that went in the store. So anytime somebody came in just to look at the costume or whatever, they're being perverts, then it made our numbers worse. And then on top of that, the whole conversation was, hey, I like your costume. And like, thanks. Pants are on sale. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It's just a fucking joke.
Things tagged yellow or half off. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's like, your costume's cool. It's like, thanks. Have you ever seen the Mighty Ducks? Me too. That's it. Great.
Do you want do you want some, what did they call them? Like a hot top, like it was like their bucks. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that'd be hot cash, my dude. Yeah, hot cash. I remember that. So it was like hot every 30 cash you spent, they would give you like 15 in hot cash, and you could use it in a 25-minute window 3 weeks later. So you've for surely forgotten about it and haven't done it. You know what they also used to make us do for that shit, though? They had it at a point. They were having you take down everyone's fucking phone number and call them back to let them know that they had X amount of hot cash left.
Dude, I remember that. Because they were like, hey, do you want to leave your phone? Because, dude, Hot Topic had some cool shit when I was in, like, fucking high school. Like, it's a totally different store now.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I'd go in there and they're like, hey, can we get your phone number for these rewards? And I'm like, why do you fucking need my phone number? Like, what the fuck is this?
I know. And again, another thing to make female employees and customers uncomfortable is because if you had a dude working, they definitely didn't want to give, that girl didn't want to give them the phone number, even if it was for this, because we'd have some fucking perverted employees that'd be like, that girl's cute, I'm going to text her. I'm like, that's, I think, a felony or at least a crime, and you shouldn't also do it.
Or if it's not a crime, it's weird. At least, it should be. If it's not a crime,
it's a social crime is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those things where like, oh yeah, you know how many times that's worked where you randomly text a phone number from someone who surely doesn't know who the fuck you are or remember you at all, especially because there's like 3 dudes in the store, so they're going to be like, I guess it was one of them. I'm excited that they stole my phone number out of the logbook and gave me a shout. I love it.
So that reminds me, like, I knew guys who, like, in high school and, like, maybe right outside of high school, people I don't talk to anymore, probably because of shit like I'm about to say, but, like, we'd have a waitress or something and, like, oh, dude, she's good looking. It's like, okay, yeah, dude, we get it. You're horny. Like, we totally understand.
Oh, I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, didn't
Thank you
notice.
for pointing it out.
Yeah, thanks. And then they're like, they write like their number on the receipt and like they tip like $20 and then they're like, call me sometime. I want to know the percentage of men that's worked for. Because it's gotta be less than 1. I think.
I will say I've had a 50-50 of half and half, but the only reason is, one of the people, I would go into that store all the time and see them all the time, so I had some decorum with them beforehand. The other person, we had a good conversation, and I was like, I'll probably never come here again, just in case that scene, whatever. But I think they texted me and said, like, they're with someone, and I was like, okay. So I guess technically 100% response, but 0% return.
No, that's what I mean. Like I guess you at least interfaced with them. I'm talking about like,
it wasn't like it wasn't just like
bring you your onion rings. Like what?
No, it wasn't just like this girl's cute. Here's this. It was like we at least spoke to some extent outside of like what my order was.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, you know, nobody. And the worst place, in my opinion, to like try is at work.
Go ahead.
Like.
Yeah. Speaking of Hot Topic, I actually had the adverse happen where I was talking to someone on a dating site, and it ended up being the manager of this Hot Topic that I was going to interview the next day, and so I got that job for sure. But that was like, because we were like speaking and they were like, oh, do you want to meet at the mall for a drink or something? And I was like, well, I have to go up there tomorrow actually for an interview. And they're like, oh, where at? And I was like, here. And you're like, you gotta be kidding me. And I was like, no. And they're like, you're this person? I was like, yes. And they're like, oh, well, I'll see you tomorrow then. And I was like, oh shit. And that worked out great. That's one of my best friends still to this day. Like, it's a fantastic person. But yeah, it's just hilarious because that was my manager at Hot Topic, which is hilarious. That it's all kind of circled back around, but yeah, that's
actually
really
pretty wild.
One.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's actually video games. There was I mean, if Yakuza's taught me anything, look, you got to start grinding in real life. You know what I mean? Start leveling up for realsies.
That's why I want to get to this so we can at least talk about Yakuza a little bit or have an excuse to.
Oh man, the medium's coming.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I wanted to play that game.
What is that?
But I didn't want to pay for it. It's just like pretty wild. It's a horror game, but it's sort of similar. A split, kind of like the back half of like Dishonored 2 was. So there's like an actual world and like a spirit world that it seems like you can just mix between the two. Like you can sort of. You're the medium between both worlds.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. That game looks rad, but I didn't want to buy it. I just wanted to see what it was like. So that's great to know.
Yeah, so these are games coming to Xbox Game Pass, which is cloud, console, PC. Some are coming to some platforms, some are coming to others. Exclusive to just cloud this time is Outer Wilds, which I think should just be on PC Game Pass. Like it still hasn't been yet. It was on Xbox Game Pass, but not PC, which is really weird.
It's not super expensive though. I think you could have gotten it for like $5 on Epic at a point. Like during the sales with the coupons and all that. That's another one I've started like 4 times and still have not played through it.
Yeah,
but I've heard the Outer Worlds is amazing.
I played like the first couple hours of it, few hours on like the Xbox Game Pass, but like I was playing on a base Xbox and I kept telling myself like, I should probably play this on PC. It'd probably look better and be more impactful, but I never went back to it.
Dude, this actually might be the best lineup they've had. This is like really good because Desperados 3 is super good, and I haven't got to play it yet either. But from what it has an overwhelming positive on Steam, so chances are. But it's like a super.
Is that like an isometric like RPG? Like
it's a tactics based Western RPG, like Western cowboy shooter. But this newest one has reviewed super well, and I've been on tempted to get it a couple times. Maybe this is just personal Kelly's list of these are good.
Yeah, well,
Donut County is super fun.
Yakuza, so I've played Zero. I haven't beaten Zero, but on the PlayStation I got like halfway through it. They have it on PC Game Pass, and I played probably the first few hours of it. Kind of fell off, but I've always been meaning to go back to Zero because I hear it's like a really good starting point.
I think it is the starting point because I think it's a remaster of the.
It's
I guess Kiwami is the remaster of the first 2.
It's a prequel. So yeah, it introduces you to everything, but
that's right.
I think Zero kind of like the thing that kind of sucks about it is there's winks and nods to the other Yakuza games, like their other characters. So when somebody shows up and you're like, fuck, it's that dude. If you never played the game, that you kind of lose that, you know?
Yeah.
So like, cause I was like watching and reading stuff about Zero as I was playing it, and like people would be like, I can't believe this dude from fucking 2 or whatever showed up, and you're like, okay, whatever. Like that doesn't mean much to me.
I don't know who that is. Sure.
Also Kiwami 1 or 2 was on Humble Bundle.
They both were. Like it was together. That's where I'd already had one of them, but that's where I got the other one. Well, see, so does that mean that the other ones are coming out then also?
Like, what do you mean?
Because they're not on PC yet, so that's why I'm curious as to like.
Oh, you're talking about 3 through 5?
Yeah.
Not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're not listed on Steam anyway.
I know that these aren't like the Kiwami like branded. I think they're like just straight up remasters of those first few games.
Well, the Kiwami ones came out on PlayStation 2. So that's why those were redone. It's because they're super old. These other ones were like PlayStation 3 and 4 stuff. So they didn't really need the same level of care. This game also makes me want to play through Sleeping Dogs again because I forgot how much I like Sleeping Dogs.
So I fire up NVIDIA Broadcast sometimes, or not NVIDIA Broadcast, NVIDIA GeForce Now.
Do you? Yeah.
And I'll look at like recommended games or like show some games I should play. And Sleeping Dogs is there. Played it for probably an hour, like a week or so ago. And I was like, dude, I should fucking this.
Have you never played this game?
No, I played Sleeping Dogs like a long dude. Like that game came out in what, like 2012 or something?
Something like that.
Long ass time ago.
Right. 2014.
Yeah, so pretty long.
Or that's the definitive edition, so it might have been earlier than that. Actually, 12 maybe. Yeah, that game was great because it was Bruce Lee, the open world game, and fucking running dudes into the environment and bashing their heads and doing all kinds of fun. It was like it was Grand Theft Auto, but like the combat and shooting didn't feel like dog shit. Because every combat in a Grand Theft Auto game has been pretty terrible. I would argue even the newer ones is still not great.
It's not stellar. I think they like have landed like a good thing with the gunplay, like kind of.
But yeah, which is just give everybody auto aim.
Again, I'm not saying it's bad about it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, because Red Dead, it's more fun in Red Dead, honestly, than it is in Grand Theft Auto, and it's like the same system, I think.
You get like a rhythm too, like you hit R2 or you aim and like you immediately flick up and just hit the trigger, like because like as soon as I like getting those like quick headshots, yeah, it feels good. I do like the way it feels in Red Dead.
Yeah, I think that's where it's been its peak. The only thing weird about that game is having to like certain weapons of having to like double pull triggers and do all this other stuff to make the old mechanics of guns work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I should play Sleeping Dogs. God, I wish I didn't have to work again. I wish I could just go back
keep
to
sitting
the promised land.
Yeah.
Finishing games I never got the chance to really finish.
I mean, that's the thing, man. It's crazy because, like, I've always had, like, an admiration for Yakuza, and I've always known about, like, Dragon Quest, and so, like, playing Yakuza 0 about halfway through, and then, like, playing some Dragon Quest 11 and trying some of the other games out, and then playing Yakuza Like a Dragon, where it's, like, a fucking, like, perfect fusion of the two. It's, like, it's pretty wild. Yeah, I mean, playing Yakuza Like a Dragon makes me want to go play the other Yakuza games, but I do know that it's like a unique experience in that series, and I honestly really like the combat in Like a Dragon. Like, there's something really cool and fun about it, even though it's like turn-based.
It still does kind of feel like a fighting game a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, just with certain well, it's that same thing that was like Stick of Truth and like Super Mario RPG and all that, where it's like there's a more tactile feel to the combat, like you have to do perfect blocks, and then the idea of like knocking someone down and then having to quickly get your other person to go fight, like attack them and just kind of burn through the menu so that they can get a crit on them while they're on the ground. And then the like weird buddy system stuff that starts to open up a bit. Yeah, and then the placement of everybody too, because the bum has like this sick flamethrower that you can do. Well, actually, really, the can of beans is the greatest move if you haven't done that yet.
Not yet. I know he has stank-ass breath, which is one of the first things you get. It's not called that, but when you use
it is. It is like it's called like foul-ass breath or something like that, or foul breath. Like it's some kind of thing.
But when you use it, it's like he unleashes stank-ass breath.
Yeah. Well, there's also like the names of the enemies. Like I've been fighting a lot of hungry homeless, which is pretty wild that that's the name of the characters that you're fighting. But there is, he has one move where you throw. I don't want to see this. I don't even want to see. I don't even want to be spoiled.
Okay, I got you.
Because I've been enjoying just the fucking bananas nature of what I'm seeing. Yeah, because he does one thing where he like spits out some fire out of an old gin bottle. There's another one where you sprinkle beans on the enemy and then a bunch of birds attack him. Like a bunch of old crows come and fight the guy. And that's the shit. That does a ton of damage too. But yeah, it's like, oh man, what a cool game. What a surprise, really. Like because again, I think we've said before, but I've never been a huge fan of turn-based in really any capacity other than tactics games.
Yeah.
And I'm all in. This has been so much fun. Like, I'm just excited to get back to it because it's just, the story's just bananas. And I assume if even like, if any of the Yakuza games, which I imagine they are like even like 50% of how wild this is, then they all have to be amazing. Because this is like,
yeah,
it starts off super strong, and it just keeps getting even weirder. It's weird how playfully grim everything is. Like, it'll be like it's some goofy thing about, like I don't know, it's some goofy nonsense about a dude getting overly excited about Peking duck, and then you're like, well, actually I like it because my dad was shot at the table when we ordered it. And then it's like, oh
shit.
Fuck, okay. And it's like, I had a great time with this play, but it only felt so good because my mom's trying to cut my goddamn face off. And it's like, yeah, I love my son, but only because I saved him by stuffing him in a fucking locker when his mom got killed. And you're like, dude, Jesus.
Yeah, like, there's the themes, and that's the thing that Yakuza 0 did, at least the one game I played in the series other than this, is that, like, the core story is, like, very grim, very serious, but then, like, you fight dudes in adult diapers and shit. And like, Kiryu is like, or not Kiryu, but Ichi is like having like hallucinations on the battlefield of like enemies transforming into giant like dumb golem looking humans.
Pulled the bat from the stone. He's the hero of Yokohama, so he's got to be it. And then I think after that point, too, everyone in the group starts referencing shit as like an RPG. They're like, well, I guess we got to go get liquor. I mean, I guess medical herbs or whatever it is you think it is.
And like they talk about like leveling up. They drop Dragon Quest like by name. And there's like a couple sound effects they borrow from Dragon Quest, which is neat. I will say, have you done the job, or not the job, but have you done the quizzes in the game yet? Like
that? No, that hasn't come up.
Okay. It's on the way.
I think.
Go ahead.
The last thing I did was, I almost threw a bunch of jizz rags at some protesters, and then I pulled the sword out, and then I did the S rank of all the can collecting cart thing, and then because turns out there's a bunch of gear that you can buy from that guy. So it's like I gave everybody armor because nobody really had any except for like
nice,
Ichi.
yeah.
So you can do that like 4 or 5 times and pretty much armor everybody up, and then that's when we jumped on here. So the last thing I did was level that up, and so yeah, the last like story thing, we're looking for work again, all 3 of us now that DMV or Adachi, or I think is his name, the DMV cop is now back with us. I'm excited to see this dude pop back up again because I haven't seen or heard anything about Mitsu.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back,
and I assume he will be.
That's the other thing, is that like I do like how the game, unlike Yakuza 0, where it's like sort of like, how do I put it? I feel like this one is a little bit more styled like an episodic kind of thing, because it feels like every chapter is like Kiryu doing something different in the world that like furthers him as a character. Like you have an entire chapter in here where you're basically like living as a homeless man, which I actually like. When you do fights in that, like you don't get shit for money for finishing fights,
because you're fighting like other homeless people.
It's
like you're fighting you know what's crazy is last week I said like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of great value wizards in Dallas that shoot a bunch of stuff. Turns out I didn't know this week I'd be partying with a great value wizard that just shoots off spells actually.
Yeah, he's a great
which
character.
Is pretty wild.
Yeah.
He is really good. Yeah, I mean they've all been super endearing. Like I'm so curious to find out about like your dad or the Arakawa leader, cuz I just need to know his motivations as much as Ichi does. I really want to know what the fuck his deal is. Like I want to know what happened. And I want to kill Joe cuz I fucking hate that guy and I want him actually dead. He's such a prick.
Did you know that
I so badly want him dead?
Arakawa's voiced by George Takei, and I didn't know that. And
Okay,
it sounded familiar. So I was like, who is this? Yeah.
There's a lot of familiar ones because this is one of the only Yakuza games that's fully dubbed in English. Like the other ones aren't. So there's like one other one that might be, but
what made me search that is that like the homeless guy, his voice kind of reminded me of H. John Benjamin in a way. Like when you first meet him, I was like, he kind of speaks in like a very deep tone, but it's like it sounds like he's trying to emote a little bit. So I was like, who is this guy? It can't be him, right? So I was like looking into it, and it's I didn't know who he was, but he's apparently been in a lot of like games and stuff. But yeah, that's who I thought it was. I don't know who voices Ichi, but that was the one that stuck out.
That's what I'm looking up because he's also really familiar to me. Kaji Tang, which I don't know. Wasn't there something? No, wait a minute. Because didn't they change the voice actor for somebody because one of the guys that was doing it got in trouble? Like
I don't remember that. I don't.
There was something where there was an English voice. There was a voice actor for a game that's like from Japan, but they got like caught with like marijuana or something that's like highly illegal there, and then they got like stripped of. Like there's some. I can't remember. I could be just completely going out of my mind, but I know there was something involving that with some voice actor. I just can't remember what it was for.
And was that related to Yakuza?
I thought it was, but I can't really speak to the whole thing because this was a few months back or sometime last year.
So honestly, in this shitty world, anything's possible. Especially if you're getting fucked that hard for weed. Like, come on. Like,
yeah. Okay, here we go. Sega halts sales of new Yakuza game after voice actor's drug arrest. Judgment actor Purio Takai arrested on suspicion of cocaine use, which suspended the sales of its new Yakuza spin-off Judgment in Japan, which was what? I think actually maybe it still has not come out because this was from March of 2019.
Oh, Judgment's out. Judgment came out on it's not on PC, it's on PlayStation.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Which also looks really good. And I wish I could play that game. I just don't want to buy anything for my PlayStation anymore. I think I'm done. So.
I bet it would be one you could play on the PS5 when you get one of those, if you do.
Yeah, if I do. I don't know.
If they make any more of them, because, they may never make them.
Honestly, priority at this point is graphics card, monitor, and then whatever else. Those are my two priorities. That's really all I want.
Mine is fucking and fighting.
That's weird because mine's like trucking and fucking. Those are the two things that I crave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have Gatorade because that's what I crave, and plants themselves, and then I have. That's right.
To me, it's up to you. It's up to you out there what Kelly craves.
I didn't say anything too graphic, and no one heard it anyway because the words didn't come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Like I said though, I knew it was a Yakuza game of some kind. I remember hearing that article a while back.
Yeah. Go play Yakuza. This shit's fucking great. And,
Lake of Dragons is real cool. And hey, listen, 40 ain't the best age to start grinding, but you got to do it sometime.
That is,
what I mean.
This is a real line in this game.
I've been writing down some of the quotes. They've been really good. That one's really good. And then early bum gets the crumbs. That was a great one. That was another really good one.
I do like the very beginning, and I showed it in the podcast earlier, but the first guy that like Kiryu's chasing and you tackle him and he's like, how did you think you could get away with peddling this? And he's like selling animal fuck videos isn't illegal, it's educational. It's like, what the fuck?
That's the thing I've been highly surprised about too, is like just the fact they're not really pulling punches on the story stuff, but also like the dialogue for sure. I've been called a dickhead quite a few times. Cum stain another couple. Like there's not been like they've been pretty like loose with their vocals here.
The localization is really good. Like it's actually really good.
I was watching. It was like the 10th anniversary or 20th anniversary of the Witcher series, like where they had like Marcin and all them up there on stage, and they were talking about that. But that was a big point he had mentioned of like, because the game Witcher 3 is like localized in like what 27 languages or something crazy like that, and that was the point they were making is like you can't just localize it. You have to really understand like the context of everything because the game won't mean much if it's not localized appropriately and with the context and the you know not monikers but the what's the
I
word
know
I'm
what you're
looking
saying. Like the mannerisms.
Mannerisms, yeah. So that was like the important thing to note with what they were saying, and I was like, yeah, that is a super good point. I've never really considered too much because I've always spoke English, but I guess why a lot of games that come from Japan that are translated don't always pan out is the same thing as they don't really give you the right.
And that's one thing context. I think Nintendo is really good at too, because like while the argument could be made that they maybe like make their properties a little more child friendly in America versus like what they're able to get away with in Japan. The Nintendo Treehouse, or not Treehouse, but I guess, well, no, that's what they call them. The Nintendo Treehouse, like localizers for the English audiences, like they do a pretty good job, like especially with like Paper Mario. Like those games are always consistently very funny because, you know, some of the jokes they have to completely rewrite, or like some scenarios they have to completely rewrite to make them make sense in an American context or language or
right.
Whatever.
Yeah, I guess all the Mario RPG stuff's been really good, like the Luigi Inside Story and all those, or Mario and Luigi, I guess whatever those. Yeah. I guess that's just what those are called, but.
Yeah. Speaking of localizations, what was that game we talked about? The Breath of the Wild crafting game that had a fantastic.
Craftopia.
Yeah, what a fantastic localization! That
was the game with arguably the best localization to date. Boy howdy. Yeah, because that game. Oh, next major patch will be February 10th for Craftopia. Would you look at that? Speaking of the devil, because I hadn't checked in a while. Probably actually since then. It's been quite a while since I've really dipped back into that one to see how things are going. So there's that for all you Craftopia heads out there.
Yeah,
I've been just waiting for more of that game. Yeah, this game's a real treat though. If you have, I think it's on sale on Humble for another day. So
that's a shame.
By the time this episode comes up,
I definitely.
Would you pay the full?
Yeah. So I got kind of a little loaded this weekend. I don't really drink at home, but I got a little.
Drink out in the streets.
I drink out in the streets. I roamed my neighborhood and I had a dawning thought that said, "Hey, I should buy Yakuza Like a Dragon," and I went home and did that. So I wasn't even thinking. Oh, but the thing is, you're saying Humble with your account, right? Like if you have a Humble account, you get the coupon. Okay.
It's 20% off already, and then with the 20% off as a subscriber, it was 40% off, so it was like 35.
Fuck, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Still at 60. It's a fucking dude. I think
it's worth it. Yeah, at either price. I was just hesitant because again, I'm not huge on turn-based, so I was like, well, if I'm gonna buy this, I want to get it low if I can.
Yeah.
And then looked on there and saw it. Also, Neo is $40 on there too instead of the 50 it will be when it comes out. So just as a point of reference, but I think that one might be the subscriber only.
It's just like I had this thought when I started playing Dragon Quest again, like really heavily, that I was like, hey, I'm just gonna mainline Dragon Quest. I don't want to play any other games right now. I just really want to see this to the end. And then I was like, well, Yakuza Like a Dragon looks really fucking rad. And so now I'm playing another 80-hour RPG. Here I am.
Well, if you're doing everything, I was going to say. Well, that's also because I still haven't started Bug Snacks either. I picked that up and was like, I can't. I mean, granted, I got it for, like, I think $10 on sale, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But it was still, like, haven't even, it's been installed, have not even tried to open it. Because it was, I mean, it's that thing. It's been a lot of fucking RPGs lately is really what it has been. Not that every game is not kind of an RPG, but I'm telling you, it's like Cyberpunk happened, then I went through Witcher, then I went through Final Fantasy 4 or the MMO Final Fantasy, but still an RPG. Then I started playing 15 a little bit to try and get that, and 10 also, just because I needed to see those. And then Everspace 2 turns out is an action RPG, so that's another one. And then now I'm playing Yakuza, which, guess what? Another RPG. And then, I mean, granted, at this point, every game is basically it's either a roguelike or an RPG. That's all we get. And then there's maybe a racing game.
Even the shooters out there these days are RPGs, so.
RPGs, man. Because you gotta level up. If you're not leveling up, what is your point? What's the point? What are you doing? Who do you care? What is it good for? Not leveling up. No skill points or whatever that song was.
Yeah. Dude, it just, I love Ichiban as a character, man. So fucking cool. Like, I like that he's like very naive. In this world of like very serious Yakuza, and he's just like living in a fantasy constantly. And like he does dumbass shit, but like he means well. Like,
well, probably because they've all had fucking wild lives, so they're all insane. Like legitimately with justification, insane. Everybody is like fucked in some weird way because their lives have been fucked. Like, he was born in a brothel with no mother, and then his dad dies, and then Arakawa is like, is getting cut by his mom as he's cross-dressing as an actor, and then his dad gets shot in front of him, and then his baby gets put in the fridge, and his wife his soon-to-be girlfriend gets killed because he won't marry some other woman, and they beat the shit out of him. And then he cuts his own finger off to save Ichiban.
So that's where I want to like stop, because like there's like a big shift that I honestly didn't really see coming. Like kind of right after all that.
Well, I won't go into any more of that, but that's like the thing is though, if you look at the store page, almost all of that is described as like I'll see if I can pull it up real fast, because I was like looking at just like some other back information when I was out smoking or something to try and get through it, but Ichiban is a low-ranking grunt of the low-ranking Yakuza family, faces 18-year prison sentence after taking the fall for a crime he didn't commit. Never losing faith, he loyally serves his time, returns to society to discover that no one's waiting for him on the outside, and his clan has been destroyed by the man he respected most. Ichiban sets out to discover the truth about his family's betrayal and take his life back, drawing a ragtag group of society's outcasts at his sides. Adachi road cop, Nababe, homeless nurse, and then someone who I don't think I've seen yet.
Dude, they should just not explain it that heavily. They really shouldn't. Because the thing is, like,
the thing is, they do in this, but that doesn't even remotely scratch everything that happens in the first 2 hours of this game.
That's true, but
because it's like, fucking crazy.
What got me to buy it is like a lot of word of mouth, and the reviews that I've watched have mostly been like hands off of the story. You know, like a lot of the footage I've seen has just been like kind of the combat and like some of the wacky moments. Because I didn't see like a lot of that betrayal and stuff happening like as it was approaching in the beginning.
I didn't either, and I still didn't. And now that's what I'm saying. I gotta know what's going on. Because it doesn't make any goddamn sense yet. Like, it kind of does. Like, I sort of have an idea what I think's happening, but not enough to really call any shots yet. So, I don't know.
I honestly just really want to go play it. Like, that's... Dude,
we can. Listen, we're already at an hour and 14. So, if you want to pull up what other games came out this day...
Absolutely.
We can get back playing to the best game ever created this year. So, best game this year.
Dude.
So far.
I will say, by the way, I don't know if you're going to be time stamping this video.
To be fair,
I do have to make a correction to the game of the year episode. So I'm a
second.
I'm a real big dummy, right? I'm a real big stupid dummy. And I put RimWorld on my list. Turns out 1.0 came out in 2018. But the thing is though is that game, even after 1.0, was like, here's this patch. Like, it didn't feel like it was really out of early access. So 2020 is when they released Royals, or the Royal expansion, which like actually made it feel like a fully realized game. Like, once they enveloped all that stuff.
All you're saying is
I
that
lied.
you said that RimWorld Royal is your game of the year in that slot.
Yes. Okay, I see what you're doing. Yes, Rim World Royal. Why don't you say that 5 times very fast?
I will not, because I just helped you out. I helped you have a jam, buddy. So I don't want.
Thank you.
I don't want to have to do anything else.
But yeah, because I was looking at it afterward, I was like, honestly, it feels like it was a lot longer than that because I've put a lot of fucking time into that game. Sure enough,
you had.
Yeah, fuck, man.
Whoa. Akuji the Heartless. Now I haven't heard that game in a long time.
That's a prequel to Kingdom Hearts.
I know it is.
Wait, no, is this the one with the girl in the house? Or no?
Nah. It's Predator, but it was sort of Soul Reaver, if I remember right. It was kind of like a Soul Reaver game, but you were Predator. You basically were Predator.
Okay, yeah, I gotta see what this was.
It was I only played it because it was on a PlayStation Underground demo disc that I had. I never actually played the actual game, but I remember it being on there.
Textures actually look pretty good for a shitty PlayStation.
I mean, I gotta imagine this guy is emulating this, but yeah,
most likely.
Yeah, it did not look this good. Granted, again, playing on CRTV back in the day, so it's hard to say if the textures were this crisp or not.
Yeah,
but chances are it's got pretty good frame rate on there, so I don't know. Yeah, that's right. And you picked up the little voodoo tokens or whatever, because man, old game design, what can you say about it? It's always about just picking up fucking shit all the time. Just gotta get a floating object everywhere. Oh yeah, and you had like claws that would come out of your hand, I think. Like you had these big nails.
How cool.
This game was not that... I don't remember this being that bad. Again, I never played through the whole thing, but it was definitely like in that Soul Reaver Legacy of Kain-ish.
Yeah, that's the aesthetic I'm getting from this. Definitely.
They honestly, and maybe I think that because they might have even been on the same demo disc. They both might have been on there. But I did play Soul Reaver on my own time.
That's a good game.
This.
Soul Reaver's a fucking great game.
It's pretty cool. Soul Reaver's pretty cool. Smash Bros. Is a good game. I've heard about it before.
I don't know what that is. I have no clue what that is.
It's where a bunch of Disney and Nickelodeon characters battle go-karts together.
That's cool. And Diddy Kong's there? Is Diddy Kong there?
No, they only invited the good ones.
So I'm sorry. Chunky Kong is there. Chunky Kong
Chunky Kong and Larry Kong or whatever his name is, and then Long Kong,
Goofy Kong, and
Skinny Kong,
Larry Kong. Yeah, they're all there.
Diddly Kong, Tricky Kong,
Vody Kong.
Yeah. WikiLinks Kong. Whatever they are. What's your favorite made up Kong?
Definitely when you did Vody Kong, because that shit fucking
Vody Kong, right. I forgot
Kong.
about him. And look at that. He came back today. Him and Garth Brooks did a nice inaugural speech today, which was awesome.
When I saw Garth Brooks, I was like, where are the bodies, Garth?
Dude, where's he fucking hiding them, and why is he there? Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
This shit goes deep. This shit goes deep. Maybe QAnon's up to something.
QAnon is up to something.
Saying it.
Do you think Vody Kong's in their pocket? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that maybe Garth Brooks has been their target the whole time, and they were just a little off.
Dude,
they didn't have
I don't
him in the
think
crosshairs.
that Garth Brooks could handle using Reddit or replying, let alone even think about 4chan or any of those other things. Like, yeah, the guy's a billionaire, but I gotta say that
no. I'm not saying QAnon is so the whole. I don't want to get into this.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know anything about it. It just the only thing it just sounded like a 4chan page, so I just assumed it was something to do with 4chan.
I'll give you the 5-second summary. QAnon believed that Donald Trump was instilled to basically weed out all the pedophiles in Washington and Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the real one they were looking for the whole time was Garth Brooks. And he's at Joe Biden's inaugural. Come on, man.
Dude,
how
did they know? How did they not know, I guess is really what I'm saying. How did they not know about it?
Nobody put those together. Skate 2. It's one of your favorites.
I've never really played the Skate
Sim
games,
Animals,
to be honest.
I thought you were like big into Skate 3 at least. Like I thought like
I played a little bit of it, but yeah, no, I was always a Tony Hawk boy. And then
Yeah.
I never owned an Xbox 360, so I don't. I mean, I never owned one more than the length of whatever game I bought it to play, and then I would
got you.
either trade it in or resell it or something. Valkyria Chronicles, which is good, but I've only ever played 1 and 4. I've never seen the other 2.
I've always looked at that game with like an admiration and been like, hey, this looks kind of cool, but then like I just never pulled the trigger on getting it.
They're always really cheap on Switch. The 4th one, and actually the first one is only $9 right now, and then the 4th one I believe is like $15 or something. They're really good though.
Kelly, this always happens, except for when it doesn't. Yakuza Kiwami, dude, in Japan.
Isn't Ryuga Gotoku the company that makes Yakuza?
I think that's so.
Yeah, there you go. That's Yakuza right there, dog.
Oh, I see. Okay, so they released it simultaneously on PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
Yeah, because it was on the tail end of the PlayStation 3, if I remember right.
Yeah. Okay,
and the
PlayStation,
holy shit.
Dude, the PlayStation 3 had like a longer lifespan in Japan than I think it did anywhere else.
So did the PlayStation 2, though. They were still making games for it up there for quite a while.
Yeah, and like that's crazy to me that like they also just released a new Just Dance for the like original Wii. Like it's pretty fucking wild.
That had to be like a contract deal that was just made a mistake. Like I don't know how else that would have happened.
Ubisoft's like, fuck, we're bound to make these Just Dance games for the Wii for 50 years. How did this fucking happen?
It's the same thing of like now that's what I call Music 95 or whatever. It's just like they had some contract. They're like, we have to make at least 100. Now that's what I call music discs. Fuck us. And there's no way out of that contract because we made it for ourselves and signed it ourselves.
How long do you think it's been since the enthusiasm was lost on the title of now that's what I call music? Like, do you think it just like 60? He was like, it's music.
I think when they started getting into the teens, it was pretty weak until they got up to now that's what I call music 69, and that's when they got stoked again. Only for the joke. And then they're back down. Their expectations are back down. Am I seeing this right? Now that's what I call music 107. Am I looking at this right?
There can't be.
No, there definitely is.
There can't be.
Yeah, no, there
definitely
is, dude. Yeah, 105, 104. Now that's what I call country. Now 100 hits car songs.
Oh, they're at 76 in the United States.
Oh, how unfortunate for us that we're missing out on the other 35 versions of Now That's What I Call Music. Now that's what I call Party 2019. Now that's what I call Love Song. Now that's what I call Disney Bedtime.
It's not.
That's what
it's not even important enough that people are adding articles.
Now
for the different
that's
editions.
What I call footy anthems for soccer games. Now that's what I call driving rock. Now that's what I call mum.
Now esto es música.
Now that's what I call a podcast. Huh?
Now that's what I call divorce court.
No, that's what I call
yacht club. Hold on, yacht rock. Okay, I was like yacht club.
Ooh, now that's what I call reggae hits. Man, we could have made a fun game out of this had I have known there was going to be so many billion.
Okay. Let's shelve this because a good game would be we have multiple choice of tell me which one of these is a real now that's what I call music.
Oh yeah, that is good. Yeah, that is good. Okay,
I'm done looking at it. We got to save.
I just reached the bottom, so I can easily make that happen at some point.
Okay.
Oh,
I've stopped looking.
Oh, and you can get them into different categories as well. Can you believe it? You can just shuffle them. Numbered, and then latest, and then years series. Then we got the fitness series. Damn, dude. What's the full track list of now that's what I call music 2007? Oh, it's just 19 Ariana Grande songs. Okay, cool.
Sweet. I'm glad we got to the bottom of that.
Oh, wait. Billie Eilish, too. She's there. Sorry.
It's 2007. She was like 4 years old.
No. Now that I would call music 107.
Oh, okay. I got
this one.
Got you. Okay.
Oh, there's a rapper named Simba, and he has a number 1 for an I. That's cool. Featuring KSI, which I guess is that guy that fought Logan Paul and
that
did win,
YouTuber.
Did win.
That's right. Right.
That's cool, man. Oh, WAP's on here. Isn't that awesome? Number 43 on now. That's why I call music just WAP. Dude, how... Okay. I know that we were just wrapping up. But how the fuck how does this still happen when Spotify exists? Who's like still fucking with CDs?
Yeah, dude. They don't have Sam Goody isn't a thing anymore. I guess you could go to FYE or like
Target,
something like that.
I guess you go to Target.
Dude, I don't even think Target sells albums anymore.
They do. They for sure do. They sell vinyl there too, actually.
Fuck, man.
I know it's been a year since anybody's been in a store, but they do still sell those there.
I have a stack of so at my last job, this guy who's like probably 10 years my senior or whatever, he brought in like 4 boxes of a bunch of like old tapes and CDs and was just like... It was
all Third Eye Blind albums.
And he taped his dick to my forehead so I could see these nuts.
That's video games, everybody. I don't think we...
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. That's not what it was. So he brought in a bunch of tapes and CDs, and I like nobody was grabbing any, so I grabbed like a stack like this tall of a bunch of like older like 90s alternative bands and shit. Like there's a few REM albums in there. There was some Cake albums, Marcy's Playground, a couple others, like some really obscure like burned CDs of like these indie ska bands that he knew growing up in like California or some shit. Crazy stuff. And I still have like a stack of those in my car of just like a bunch of just random, but those are the only CDs I've seen in like a decade.
We had like the neighbor at our last apartment came by and had 2 like full those like binder books of, he's like, yeah, somebody gave me all these CDs, do you want any of them? And I was like, I do not. And he's like, there's some good ones in there. I go, I know that, but I don't. Like,
so you're telling
me want them.
You were telling me if he was like, Kelly, this CD binder is full of 200 copies of Limp Bizkit's Chocolate Starfish, you wouldn't take that binder?
Dude, already got it on the old iPod Nano, boy. Don't need it. Already got it.
Dude, I'm just saying,
immortalized copy. Don't need it.
What if you dropped that on your coffee table and you had guests over and you were just like, yeah, pick some tunes. You know, we can throw them in the old stereo.
It's just Chocolate Starfish 40 times.
It's just Chocolate Starfish.
And then I just hit play on Music B on my computer anyway, so I don't even need them to get the album out.
It's just one of those days. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
It's all about the he said, she said bullshit.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I would. That's great. I used to be one of those CD boys that had like a binder, and then I would take the booklet out, and then I would have them all organized by band and all that stuff. Like I used to be super into CDs. And then like it was in the trunk of my car and basically got decimated, and so then I stopped because they all got fucking destroyed.
Well, that's
it's like somebody left it unzipped, and then all the CDs were everywhere and scratched, and I was like, well, that's that then.
The more privileged of my friends all were getting like the original iPods and stuff, and I was getting these like $30 shitty SanDisk fucking MP3 players. Like I never had an iPod, like a true iPod. It was always just these random fucking piece of shit MP3 players. And I
had several.
Wow.
Yeah.
How cool, Kelly.
It's the only thing I would ask for though, for like holidays or birthday or something. I was like, I just want an iPod. And that's it.
Yeah.
And then they would like pull it together and go, here's socks, and then here's an iPod.
Well, that's the thing. My parents always came through. Like if there was something I like legitimately wanted, like that would be the big thing or whatever. Like parents did fucking awesome for me. Not saying they didn't, but like iPods always felt like they were. They could have done fuck parents. No, they like the iPod always felt like it was on that crux of being just a little. Like if I asked for this, it's like, who the fuck do you think you are, kid? Like.
Yeah. Well, I was also always getting the baby numbered iPod too. It'd be like, here's the one that has like 50 gigs, and be like, wow, that's amazing. Or it'd be like,
still well, dude, back then it was like still 4 gigs. It was like I remember the little shitty.
It was like
tiny
8 and 16,
iPods.
I think.
Yeah, dude.
Because I think that one I have over there is like Oh yeah, wait, hold on. It's right here. I think it's either 4 or 8. It's really baby. Yeah, it's 4. It's 4. This is 4 gigs. Just enough to hold Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavor One. There are a few other songs though, because that's all you need. Because that is all you need. Still shreds.
Yeah.
Yeah. The iPod was great though, because I had a cell phone too at the time, and I would take my iPod more places than I would take my phone. I didn't care about the phone as much as I cared about having the music.
Yeah, for sure.
But that was also because we were skateboarding and shit too, so that was like important. But and for school, because once you could just line that shit up through your hoodie, I didn't really pay attention much in school, to be honest. I wish podcasts existed at that time.
Because you could just been listening to that the whole time.
Dude, kids have it so nice now. I mean, granted, the music was great, and I don't miss that. And also, to be honest, if I had podcasts all day, I'd probably laugh my ass off and get in trouble. Because some stuff's just too funny. But yeah, I'm glad I had an iPod. It was formative. It helped shape me into the big retard I am today. Helped shape me the big freaking dummy I am right now.
Yeah. Hopefully YouTube picks up on that one.
Oh, they already picked up that we said the word car, and I'm sure Honda will, copyright us because the word Honda was used.
Yeah.
You can't say anything. I think we burned out as soon as we said Kingdom Hearts. I think Disney was already like, they're using our brand. We can't let them do this.
Yeah. And
we can't not let them do this.
Nintendo's gonna come after us because the background of the video this episode is the Jolly Roger. No, not Jolly Roger Bay. That's fucking Dire Docks. It's the Dire Docks. That's the name of this level. It's the background of this episode is the Dire Docks. I was saying Jolly Roger Bay, and as it was coming out, I was like, no, that's Banjo-Kazooie. What the fuck?
Well, what is Dire Docks?
It's when you go through when you get in the castle and you go to the right, it's that paint room with all the water. It's that painting in that room.
Oh, you're talking about Mario 64.
Yeah, Mario 64.
Oh, see, I haven't played that game.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This is Video Games.
Hey, listen. I bought the collection with the intention of playing it, and I still have yet to do so. I own it now. I just haven't played it.
Last thought on that. It hasn't aged incredibly well. It has.
I have to imagine it hasn't. And when I got a Nintendo 64 as a kid, I only wanted Smash Brothers and probably Pokemon Stadium. And then those are
good choices.
I got Hey You Pikachu, which sucked nuts. And it was basically just me screaming at nothing for 4 to 5 hours, trying to get Pikachu to literally respond to anything.
I got him to leave the house once. Like, I think I got to the point where you leave the house, but then, I didn't do anything after that.
I think I may have got him to eat an apple, and then he fucked right off for another 2 hours, and I couldn't get him to do anything else. I'm not even honestly sure how the apple thing happened. He might have just been hungry from not listening for 3 hours before that.
It was a fucking bug.
Yeah, it was a bug that he ate. I was going to say maybe he worked up an active type from ignoring the fucking only person in his life. Because that's what he was doing. But yeah. Well, guys, that's video games, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play some Yakuza before I hit the old bed.
God, I'm gonna fucking fight Japanese dudes in the streets with my baseball bat and my homeless friend, and then the DMV guy will be there to guide me because he seems to know my life better than I do.
That's the theme song. You nailed it. I was wondering if you would have nailed it the first time, but you got it.
Got it in one. That's the whole story. Man, my dad's dead, and my friend who was a dad is also dead to me, kind of, but I gotta know why.
We'll find out.
Oh my God, Asian homeless men in the streets, begging for cash, wanna fight me. Even though I'm broken, I live in a brothel, I always have. A brothel's in my heart. Brothel's where I met my dad. Yeah, later, dog.
Later, everybody.